They came to the field for a game, but they left with their pride shattered, their voices silenced, and a nation in disbelief. On July 6, 2025, Nigeria faced Tunisia in a high-stakes quarterfinal of the African Cup of Nations. What happened that night has sparked outrage, investigations, and one overwhelming question. Was justice denied again on Africa's biggest stage? The stadium in Abidjan was electric. Tension pulsed through the air. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, a team carrying the hopes of over 200 million people, were up against a historic rival, Tunisia. For fans, this was more than a football match. It was a battle between legacy and redemption, between pride and pain. Nigeria had stormed into the quarterfinals with confidence, having defeated Angola in a thrilling 3-2 comeback. Tunisia, on the other hand, had narrowly escaped elimination after a controversial 1-0 win over Ghana, a match already under fire for officiating inconsistencies. Tensions were high before a single ball was kicked, but nothing could have prepared the world for what would unfold. From the opening whistle, it was clear the match was going to be physical. Challenges flew, tempers flared, but what stood out most wasn't the aggression, it was the referee. In the first 15 minutes, Nigeria received 2 yellow cards for what looked like ordinary tackles. Then in the 23rd minute, a Nigerian goal was disallowed. The reason? A supposed handball in the build-up. One that wasn't clear even on slow-motion replay. The players protested. The bench erupted. But the decision stood. The goal was canceled. And the tide began to shift. Tunisia, emboldened, pushed forward. In the 37th minute, they scored. A low drive from outside the box, past the outstretched hands of Stanley Nwabali. 1-0. But the real story wasn't in the scoreline. It was in the calls. Minutes later, Nigerian striker Victor Boniface was brought down in the box. Loud, obvious, brutal, no penalty, no VAR check, nothing. As the second half began, Nigeria intensified the pressure. The Super Eagles attacked relentlessly. Osimhen, Lookman, and Iwobi danced through defenders, creating chances. The fans roared with every pass, every attempt. And then came the equalizer. In the 78th minute, a brilliant through ball found Ademola Lookman, who calmly slided it past the Tunisian keeper. 1-1. But the celebration didn't last. The referee signaled to the sideline, and moments later, the goal was ruled offside. Replays showed Lookman was level, not offside. Commentators were stunned. Fans screamed. Social media exploded. But the referee didn't reverse the call. No VAR check was shown. No explanation. The goal was gone. Then, in the 89th minute, came the moment that broke millions of hearts. As Nigeria pushed for a last-minute equalizer, chaos broke out in the Tunisian box. A long ball was sent in. Osimhen jumped, clashed with the Tunisian goalkeeper, and the ball spilled free. It was bundled into the net by Iwobi. But again, the referee blew his whistle. Foul on the goalkeeper. Goal canceled. The stadium fell into stunned silence. Even neutral observers couldn't understand what they were seeing. And then, with 3 minutes of stoppage time still remaining, the referee blew the final whistle. 90 minutes cut short. Nigeria was out. Tunisia advanced. And Africa erupted. Within hours, accusations of match manipulation flooded the internet. Hashtags like hashtag Justice for Nigeria, hashtag England Robbery, and hashtag RefOut trended on Twitter across Africa and Europe. Nigerian players, visibly emotional, refused post-match interviews. Coach Finidi George was seen slamming his cap to the ground, yelling at officials. The Nigerian Football Federation lodged an immediate complaint to CAF, demanding an investigation. And then came the leaks. An anonymous official from inside CAF reportedly told a journalist that there were irregularities in the officiating team selection for the match. Another source claimed the referee was under review prior to the tournament for his role in a controversial domestic league match in North Africa. And then the most damning revelation of all. The VAR official for the game, never once shown on broadcast, was a last-minute replacement. No explanation was given. Nigerian fans were left to ask, how many times can we be robbed before someone is held accountable? Is it just bad refereeing? Or is something darker at play? This wasn't the first time. And for many, it felt like a repeat of 2022, another Nigeria versus Tunisia match marred by controversial officiating. History repeating itself. Only this time there was video. There was proof. There was collective memory. And there was rage. CAF remained silent for 48 hours. Then, in a brief statement, they said, "The officiating team followed standard protocol. While we acknowledge emotional responses from fans and players, the outcome stands. No investigation, no explanation, no justice." And just like that, Nigeria was eliminated, not just by Tunisia, but by a system that failed them again. This wasn't just a loss. It was a betrayal of the sport. And for millions of Nigerians watching at home, the pain wasn't just about football. It was about respect, dignity, truth. What happens when the system designed to protect fairness becomes the very thing that corrupts it? What do you do when even your victories are stolen in plain sight? The story of Nigeria versus Tunisia, July 6, 2025, is more than a match. It's a mirror, a warning, and for many, a heartbreak that won't be forgotten. Because when injustice wears a whistle and silence becomes the official response, the question is no longer who won. The question is, was the game ever fair at all? Justice, on and off the field, is still waiting, and the world is still watching. Ask ChatGPT.